It's a bit late in the day, but we had to wait this late for it to cool off. It was over 100 degrees in the valley. But I have got to get this post with this tool so I can dig to the top of that mountain because I'm staking a claim. So I got to get hustling. Wish me luck. All right. I'm loaded for bear and I've got a ways to go. And I told you wrong. I'm one mountain further up. I'm one mountain further up than that peak up there. I have filled out all the paperwork. I have gone down to the county recorders. I've gone through samples of how to fill out claim forms. I've called the Forest Service. I've called the BLM office, talked to somebody there. So I think I got it all filled out right. And this is the first thing I do is stake the claim. Tomorrow I will record it at the county recorder's office, and then I will take it to the BLM office and get it recorded there. And then I have to stake all 4 corners, and it's a 20-acre placer claim. You know, I think I'm juggling this pretty good, considering I've got a camera in one hand. I do all this with the camera in one hand. It's not always that easy, and this gets pretty steep. Shadow sees something up there. So I learned something years ago when I was a Boy Scout, and a man came and gave a presentation to our troop, and he had climbed the Matterhorn. And back in those days, you know, you take pictures, you have a slideshow, and he had a slideshow for us, and it was a very interesting story, and one that I learned a valuable lesson from, and I've utilized that lesson many times. And what that lesson is the turtle and the hare. I'll wait until I get to a breaking spot so I'm not breathing so heavy, and I'll tell you the story. It's that mountain, not the one here, the one above me, above those trees. That's the one I showed you down below. I got twice as far to go. I kind of figured it's easy to get confused up here. All right, the tortoise and the hare. This is a nice shady place to rest. The mailbox is where I'm going to put my claim in a waterproof container inside there. That's what the rules say. Attach it somehow. And I got a can of spray paint in my knapsack. I got to spray it white. So, the man that climbed the Matterhorn, he was a young man. He made it to the town where you have to get a guide. And he was the last in the day to get there. And all the guides were taken except for the last one that was available. And he was as old as the hills. And the man thought to himself, I don't know if he can climb this mountain, but you got to have a guide. That's the law. So they started off first thing in the morning, along with all the other hiker groups that had guides. And they were quickly left behind in the dust. And he said they were moving literally one step at a time, slow as a turtle. And he thought to himself, we're never going to make it. So he said to the man, do you think we'll make it to base camp by nightfall? And the old man turned to him and said, we will be the first to make it. And he thought to himself, this guy is kind of crazy. As the day went on and they slowly kept up at that snail's pace, they eventually caught up with the first group of hikers that had started off with them, on the side resting, exhausted, and they passed them. And on they went. And by nightfall, they had passed every other hiking group. They were the first to base camp. And the next day when they started off, the same thing happened. But they never got winded. They never really had to stop and rest for very long because they weren't winded, they weren't suffering from lack of oxygen or anything. They just went slow, steady Eddie. And sure enough, I don't remember if they were the first, but they were amongst the first anyway, to be at the top. And the lesson he learned there is, you know, if you start off too fast, you get winded, you get tired, it really takes its toll. Just go really steady Eddie. And I think that's applicable to everything in life. Steady Eddie, baby. Steady Eddie. You don't have to be the first out of the chute. What matters is how you finish. Life's a long time. Steady Eddie. You'll accomplish your goals. You'll get the things done you need to get done. And you'll be able to smell the flowers a little bit along the way too. Right, Shadow? Do you agree with me? Yeah, you're taking a break too, huh? All right, we got to keep hoofing along. Reminds me of the little choo-choo train. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Unless I drop my tools. All right, I gotta collect myself again. I'm sure some of you are thinking right now, why didn't he just do this? Or why didn't he just do that? And I'm already thinking of a bunch of those. Why didn't I just strap that all together? Why didn't I rent an ATV? But hey, I'm doing it, right? I'm staking a claim. I'm staking a claim. So not everybody can say that or lives in a part of the world where you're allowed to do that. We can still do that here in the West, and I'm doing it. So I may be doing it the hard way, but I'm doing it. Taking a break. Whew. Taking a break. I just got to get there by nightfall and get it in the ground. I've got flashlights to get myself back. Okay, give myself a minute. Check on Shadow. 56 feet that way. There he is right there. Shadow, buddy. Come here, boy. Let me get you a drink of water. Come on. Then push a little beeper. Give him a little buzz. There he comes. Here, buddy, let me get you some water. Here you go, little guy. I'm gonna get myself some water too. Here you go, little buddy. Yeah, you're thirsty. And rightfully so. Don't drink out of the bottle. I gotta drink out of the bottle. You're dirty and you're thirsty. You are thirsty. You're gonna drink that whole bowl. All right, we got to keep hoofing. You are thirsty, yeah. All right, let's gather ourselves back together. All right, this is where I cut. that's the top. I am not staking this claim with the expectations of making millions of dollars. No, I want to preserve it to be able to rockhound on it. There's some value to that beautiful purple Chalcedony, but I want to preserve it so that I can rockhound it and I'll give permission to others. There we go again. But if I do make a lot of money for some reason, I earned it, baby. I earned it. All right. Gotta gather that up again and keep on going. One step at a time. All right, taking a break. The purple Chalcedony comes right out of the seams of that volcanic rock. I'll show you some. I'm gonna keep moving. Tell you what, we're gonna move like this. I'll hold both the camera and the tool with my right hand. That looks like a mountain lion print to me. Whew. All right. It was like about right here. I gotta check my GPS coordinates now. I'm gonna put everything up against that rock. Simba claiming his domain. It's yours, Shadow. This is your claim, buddy. Claim it. All right, believe it or not, I stopped right smack dab on where I took the measurements that I was gonna start checking GPS coordinates to get myself back to exactly where I was, the dead center of the claim. I'm standing right on it, so, whew. Okay, I'm gonna take off this pack and take that pick and dig myself a hole. I'm gonna dig it right there. All right, I'm gonna need both hands, so I gotta put the camera down. I gotta show this to you. First of all, Shadow's digging a hole, and he's making more progress than I'm making. Solid rock, but I'm actually pulling up. Can you see in there? That's the Chalcedony right inside there. It's in here. It's gonna be all throughout here. You know, if you keep that up, Shadow, we may be putting the post in your hole. All right, we'll see which one of us can make the most progress. Huh. Maybe I should have just had Shadow dig the hole. All right. Dug it as deep as I can go. It's just solid rock down there. And I'm just going to stick it in You know, but it's not very deep, but I'm gonna pile rocks around it. That'll hold it. Sun's almost down, but we've still got daylight. Okay. This is not going anywhere. That is not moving. Now, I put in it my paperwork. Hope I didn't forget it. And it is in this waterproof container. And the mailbox should protect it from water anyway. This has all rolled up in it, all the necessary paperwork. And as crazy as it seems, that's what you do. It's got to be accessible. And now I got to spray paint the post. Beautiful sunset. And now, my friends, I have staked a claim. And there she is. And I am now legally, from this point forward, literally, even though I've got to go through the process to finalize it, but it is, I have staked it. Nobody can stake over it now that I've done this. Now I'll be in tomorrow and I'll have it recorded at the county, and then I'll send the paperwork to the BLM in Salt Lake City, and it'll be, it's official right now, but that makes it official. That's my understanding. That once you've staked it, if you're the first one, as long as you follow within 30 days, county recorder, and within 90 days, BLM, it's yours. And so, for those of you that have watched the first 2 videos leading up to this, you'll know why I claimed it. But let me see if I can show you a piece of the beautiful seam agate that comes out from these volcanic rocks here. Let me look around and find you a really nice piece before it gets too dark. This is a big, beautiful piece. Can you see that? That's a big, solid piece. Okay, we are running out of daylight. I'll tell you, I feel like 1,000,000 pounds lighter having got that big 4x4 essentially made out of 2 2x2s, so 2x4s. So it's a 4x4 with a mailbox. It was heavy. Look at that beautiful sunset. Look at that gorgeous sunset. And where we're parked is way down there. So I'm going to cut through the short way, but this is thick and steep. And it's getting dark, but I do have flashlights if it gets darker. I'll share this sunset with you one more time. Wow, 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 wow. This is beautiful country. Just ask Shadow. He'll tell you. Just ask Shadow.